Hey everyone! Welcome to show and tell number 26. My name is Claudie and thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. Today is May 2nd, it's Monday, and yeah, it's been a couple of weeks because it always is. That's how often I record. I hope you guys have been doing really well. I hope that everything's been going smoothly for you guys. I have been really busy, unfortunately. I mean, fortunately and unfortunately, it's kind of a double-edged sword, I guess, but it is what it is. I've been busy, but unfortunately it's not busy doing like crafty things. Oh no. No. I've been working on a bunch of stuff. Plus I've also been doing, I'm working on redesigning the website. So if you go over there for the show notes, which will be linked in the description bar, if you go over for the show notes, please don't judge me on how it looks right now. It's kind of blank. It will look better later, just not today. So yeah, I do have a lot of stuff to talk with you about. Not much of it is like finished items because I only have one finished item. But I do have a little bit. I have knitting and I have some spinning. No cross stitch, no crochet this time. I have a bunch of things that I'm getting ready to start. I just have not started them. That sounded really weird. I enunciated that weird. I've not started them right now. So I will probably do that later tonight. And I'll talk about what I've been busy working on in more detail later. But so let's see, I said knitting, I said spinning. Oh, I will also be doing the prize drawing for the birthday craft along. I'll put a timestamp in the description bar too if you wanted to skip ahead. But I hope that you like stay and listen and talk. But it's fine if you don't want to. It's fine. But as you can tell from the title, because I already chose the title for this week's, we're going to be talking about fiber festivals. So I have I'm going to, as of right now, I have 3 fiber festivals planned for this year. 1 this month and 2 in autumn. I'll talk about the ones in autumn first. So one is a wool gathering. It's in Yellow Springs, Ohio, and it's in September, but I can't remember the dates. Like the 20, I think it's like the 20 something. I'm probably wrong. I know it's in September. I'll be going to that. That will be the 3rd year that I've been to that one. It's really fun. It's a good size, and there's a lot of different stuff to do and see and all that stuff. So it's really nice. It's held on Young's, what do they call it? Young's Dairy Farm. They have like an ice cream store and they have like a restaurant and all that stuff on there too. And like there's like a putt-putt golf course. Like they have it's a big, expansive kind of thing. But they have a pretty decent size crafting event. I think last year there were 3 really big tents and then people outside as well. So good amount of stuff. It seems like it's, maybe one of the ones that most people go to if you live in and around the area. It's towards, for me, it's like if I go towards Columbus, I don't have to get all the way to Columbus or anything, but that's the way that I go to get there. And yeah, it's cute. But right now I am planning on going to that one, but I'm also a little, once it gets closer, I may change my mind because the last one that I will be going to this year, that I'm planning on going to this year, is Rhinebeck, which is New York, the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival. So it's a big one. I'm sure that you guys have heard people mention it. I know I've mentioned it before. I am going to that, which is really exciting, and I'm nervous, but I'm excited. And there'll be more details about that later on because there's other stuff that goes with it. I just haven't, it's a little later in the year, so we'll talk about that more later. But the one that I'm going to this month is really exciting as well because I'm not going by myself. Someone that you may watch is going as well. So I'll stop being cryptic. So it's Kentucky Sheep and Fiber Festival. It's held in Lexington, Kentucky. It's May 21st and the 22nd. I'm pretty sure that's correct. And it's held at Masterson Station Park. Cannot talk today. You can, if you just like Google Kentucky Sheep and Fiber, I think it's the first thing that comes up. I'll put a link in the description notes so you can go directly there. So I'm hoping that you guys, if there's any, close people, that you might come and say hi. But you also need to say hi to the person that I'm going with. So, I'm sure you guys have seen her video, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned her last episode. It's Amy, who is Mingmao1 here on YouTube, and I think she's just Mingmao on like Instagram and Ravelry and all that stuff. Are you excited? I'm so excited. So she's coming down and she's going to stay for a couple of days, and then one of those days we are going to go down to Lexington and go to the Kentucky Sheep and Fiber Festival. It's gonna be so much fun, and yeah, it's just gonna be so much fun. So I hope you all are jealous, but you don't have to be. If you live close, you can come see us. Is that weird to say? Oh, whatever. No, for real. If you are there and you see one of us or you see us, please come up and say hi. I'm not gonna have like buttons or pins or anything to give out, but I'll give you a hug if you want. But it's gonna be really fun, and yeah, I could probably gush on that, just like talk about it forever, but I'll try to rein it in. I'll talk about it again next episode because I should have one more episode before we actually go. Yeah, so I'll mention it again then. But I wanted to give you guys some notice because I know last time I think that there were people who were like, oh, I was there, but I didn't know you were there. And I had mentioned it, but I don't think I'd given very much notice. So anyway, I'm excited, and money. Yeah, it's just, well, like when I did my crafting goals for the year, I, kind of didn't put myself on a budget so much. I just kind of gave myself guidelines for when I could buy yarn, and one of those is fiber festivals. So I will be spending some money and buying all of the things. It's really exciting, and there are some new vendors who weren't there last year, and I don't know if they've ever been there before. And then there are people that, I know and I saw and I bought from last year that will be there again. So just all around good times. So yeah, if you have any questions about that, just feel free to leave me a comment, and I will answer that for you. If you're wondering like any specific details of the website or whatever, can't tell you about. Let's see, is that it? Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the crafty part of the show. So I have one finished object, like I mentioned. It is living, and this is a Southpaw Creations bag. That's Erin, who's Gimme Yarn 418 here on the YouTubes. She makes really cute bags. This is one of her drawstring ones. This is actually, I think, the first one I bought from her. And I don't think she does this exact style. See, it's got like the tape kind of thing on the outside where the drawstring goes through. And I don't think she does them exactly that way anymore. But it's still like, she still has drawstring bags that are really cute. Alright, so did I mention, I don't think she gave it a name, but it's just like a woodland creature kind of situations on there. There's like bears and owls and squirrels and foxes and all kinds of stuff. So I finished some fingerless mitts. These are the Camp Out Fingerless Mitts by Tante M, Tanteehm. Again, links in the show notes. The yarn is Cascade 220 Sport. No, it's Cascade 220 Superwash Sport. There we go. A lot of words. The pattern, okay, these are for my husband. They're a little big right through here for me. But anyway, the pattern, you start out, let's get closer to you. Okay, so you start out here on the top, and you work this way, like so you cast on how many ever stitches and you work a flat piece. Well, you do provisional cast on first, and then you work a flat piece for so many rounds and then or rows, and then you graft it together. My grafting is not great. I don't know if I've ever grafted garter stitch before, and it shows. So I mean, it's really not noticeable because the yarn's black, but I can tell. So there we go. I chose to do really wide stripes on these. That's what my husband, he said he wanted stripes, but left up the configuration to me, so I just did them as very wide ones because that way I wouldn't have to change yarn all the time. When it comes to the jogless stripes, I didn't actually do any of those techniques. So you can see there's a little bit, you can see it does it a little bit. It's not too noticeable because when I wove in the ends, I just kind of pulled those stitches a little tight, so it kind of, it drew it in a little bit extra. The colors are black and daffodil. And yeah. Now I did modify the pattern. The pattern is written for Aran weight yarn, and this is obviously sport weight yarn. So I looked at a few modifications that other people had done and kind of just went along with what they did. I know I cast on, I want to say 13 stitches. Yeah, I think I cast on 13 provisional cast on, crochet cast on, or whatever, 13 stitches, and I worked for 80 rows. And then when I grafted it together, then I picked up 43 stitches. Is that right? I think that's right. And then I think after that I just kind of followed the pattern a little bit, except that when you get to the point where you start decreasing here on the thumb, these are worked top down. Sorry about the bus outside my window. These are worked from top down. So you pick up and from here, and then I did 2 rows. I picked up and knit, which is like where you pick up the stitch and you wrap it around and you bring up the new yarn up. That's called picking up and knitting. And sometimes the pattern will tell you to do that, and sometimes it'll tell you to just pick up. And that's where you just like kind of thread your needle through, but you don't actually pick up the yarn. I think most of the time, unless it specifically says so, you should pick up and knit. That's my personal, that's usually what I do. Whether or not that's correct, I don't know. But anyway, so because I have a larger number, I had to work the decreases on the thumb a little bit longer for more rows. So you have to place markers and all that stuff, and it's really easy to do. You know, like when you're supposed to do it, you just have to do more more decreases or more rows of decreases. And then I just worked. My husband wears a wristwatch, and so I worked until it was below where his wristwatch sits, so that way if he wanted to wear it, it wouldn't like roll up or do anything weird. And yeah. Now I will say this: the pattern is great and everything, but I don't think I will be making these again because I really, while I like the finished item, I did not like working back and forth all of that and then picking up all those stitches. I don't know, it just seemed like it just took so much longer. And while I know you wouldn't get the exact same look, it would be kind of similar if you did 1 by 1 ribbing, I think. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, they're fine, and like my husband, he really likes them, but I don't think I'll make the pattern again. But I mean, it is actually a good pattern to do. Like if you're unsure like how many stitches you're gonna need, you can just work flat until it fits, you know, snugly around your hand, and then just keep going to work, and then, you know, just join it when it's ready, and then pick it up and work your way down. And that way you could make them as long as you want. but just not for me. Not for me. Good pattern. Didn't really enjoy it that much. But who knows? Maybe I'll end up doing it again. Who knows? But for now, I'm saying no. I am going to be starting. I have a lot of that yarn. That is, my husband bought that for me for Valentine's Day. I needed it. I mentioned then that we're doing this like Harry Potter themed, or not Harry Potter, like wizarding themed, for like copyright reasons, wizarding themed thing. And so these are for his like outfit. I will be making a pair for myself, but I'm going to do something different. I think I might go with thinner stripes too, and so that way I don't have to weave in the ends, because I did cut the yarn and weave in all the ends, and it just seemed like it was taking forever. Maybe that's the reason I didn't enjoy it, is because it made me have extra ends to weave in. That's probably it. If you did it in a solid color, you wouldn't have that issue. So maybe it's just me. But anyway, I'm going to do mine, and I'm probably going to do mine a little bit longer. Not like all the way up to my elbow, but a little longer. Exciting! I did work on my cardigan, which I'm not going to show you this week just because I didn't really do that much progress-wise, maybe a couple of inches. And, you know, I'll show it next time when it's got a little bit more progress, rather than like just keep showing you what looks exactly the same. And once I actually get to like where I'm not doing the color changes, it will probably just look the same. I am close to where I have to start doing the increases back, so I'm not like, you know, that far away from that part, I guess. Yeah, what else? Oh, last week I keep getting the name of the cardigan wrong. The name of the pattern is Flaming June by Cheryl Namath. I keep calling it all kinds of different things. It's because I named mine Freezing January because I started in January and it was cold, and haha, play on words. But the pattern name is actually Flaming June. I don't know. I just keep forgetting the name. Or not forgetting it, but I just keep saying it wrong. Alright. I did a little spinning. Spinning. So this, I showed you, I had finished 2 ounces I don't think it was that long ago, but it felt like a long time ago. And I had started it, the next one, and then I promptly did not actually work on it for a while. So this is what I have so far. Let's see. Not very much. I worked on it for like 15 minutes since starting it, so yeah. But it's really it's nice. It's somewhat even. It's not like I don't know. I'm not so worried about it being even, as long as it's not like super thick and thin, and even then, like, that could work. You can make that work. People do that, like when they do art yarn and stuff, they'll do that intentionally, but you know. So I don't know, it looks pretty good to me. Let's see, can you see? There you go. So you can see. That's about the thickness. It's it'll be a 2-ply, so that'll probably be, I don't know, probably be fingering weight, because it is kind of thin. The yarn and the spindle are both from Turtle Made. I believe the yarn is, or not the yarn, the fiber. I bought this at a wool gathering a couple of years ago, and I'm trying to remember. I don't know if it's superwash or not. I will have to test that. I'm probably just going to treat it as if it's not, because I can't remember. I don't actually think, it wasn't tagged or anything. She was just selling it. But I feel like at the time she was selling superwash stuff. I could probably ask her, but you know. Anyway, I have way long time to go. But you can see, like, it goes into like a really cool, well, it's not showing up. It's like an acidy green kind of color. For not quite neon, but yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take it out of here. So this is what I've got left to do. So a lot, and that's fine. I'll get it done. And now that I've started working on it again, I'm just trying to do a little bit at a time. I just picked this back up this weekend, so that's the reason it's still really, really tiny. Yeah. It's living in a Kicks and Giggles bag. Kicks and Giggles on Etsy. It's the like Harry Potter spell fabric, and it's satin lined because I thought that you have the option, or I did have the option to get satin or cotton lining, and I went with satin because I figured it would be smoother, and it has been. Yeah, so I'm gonna just try to do like 15 minutes every day, and hopefully I'll get it done within the next couple of months. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. I really need a spinning wheel. So yeah, I think that's all for the crafty goodness. Yeah, I think so. I know I didn't work on my cross stitch any, or if I did, it was like one strand or something. Yeah, so that's all of the crafty stuff. And like I mentioned, I didn't, or I think I mentioned, I had to restart the video a couple of times. I did not have, I didn't buy anything. I did go to Michael's and Joann's, not this last weekend, but the weekend before that. Joann's did not have the fabric I was looking for, and I did look at like the yarn. I went and took a visit with it, and I think I was actually looking, oh yes, I was looking for yarn because I was going to make something with Vanna's Choice Glamour, Vanna's Glamour, and Joann's did not have the color that I wanted, and so we went across the street to Michael's because our Joann's and Michael's are across the street from each other, kind of, and they had it, but not enough. They had like one ball of it, so I'll have to order online. But while I was at Michael's, I did buy some like candle holder things that were on clearance, and I had a coupon too, so it was like, well, I don't think they weren't on clearance. They were like 50% off, which is like their standard. Everything's on sale for 50% off, and then I had a 20% off on top of that, I think. Yeah. So I guess let's go ahead and do the prize drawing for the craft along, for the birthday craft along. Okay, so I did get the thread pulled up on my phone. So there were 16 entries, or 16 posts. One of them is me, the first one. Now I know I originally said that we'd have to have 15 participants in order for me to draw a prize, and I'm gonna just go ahead and take that back. And we had, not including myself, 10 participants. So it says 11 voices, so I was one of them. So 10 people. I'm gonna go ahead and just do the prize because we had you know, a lot of posts and there was a lot of activity in the chatter thread and everything. So yeah, everybody had really cute stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to pick anything out in particular, like as my favorite or anything, because like I really like it all. But yeah, there's cute stuff. There's baby blankets and hats, lots of hats. Just lots of fun stuff. Just there's some socks, some shawls. So just really cute stuff. So take a look over at the thread. I'll put a link if you're interested in that. And yeah, so I have random.org already pulled up, and I already put in 2 through 16 because I was the post number 1. So let's see. Can I show that? I don't know if you'll actually be able to see it. All right. So right here by my finger, you can see there's no number there or anything. I've not hit generate yet. So let's hit generate. And it is result number 10. So let's go see who that is. Post 10. Post 10 is Cody. It's Cody Knits. He says, my birthday is this month and I've been wanting to knit myself a hat for a while now. He did the Barley hat by Tin Can Knits in 100% alpaca. And it looks super cute. Let's see, can I make that bigger? So, Cody, I think I have your address because I sent you like that scrap. I sent, he Cody has a podcast, it's the Cody Knits podcast, and he needed some Vanna's Choice in a purple color, and I had a little tiny scrap of it, so I sent it to him because he needed to like finish up. He needed like 5 more stitches or something, so I sent that to him. So I think I have your address. I will, of course, let you know that it's on its way, just in case you need something different. But did I even mention what the price was again? I don't think I did. So he will be getting 2 skeins of Knit Picks Felici and Candy Jar, and it's really cute. And yes, I wish that everybody could win. Unfortunately, I do not have 20 skeins of this to give away. So, sorry. But I will be hosting something else soon-ish. This month is a busy one for me, so I may wait until June to start something. I have ideas, but this month is busy. I've got a baby shower. I have tickets to see a musical. I've got Kentucky Sheep and Fiber. We have house stuff and just all kinds of craziness and just stuff. So I mentioned, yes, is that everything? I feel like I might be forgetting something. Okay, so I took a look at my notes to make sure I wasn't forgetting anything, and I don't think I am. So yeah, I've been busy, like I mentioned. Lots of stuff, like house stuff. The house stuff just seems like never ending. It just, yeah. I mean, I guess it's home ownership, right? And lots of things, but it's fine. We, what did we do? I can't even remember all that we did. We've done a lot of stuff. Like, I've been knocking things off the list, but as for what it is right now, like, I couldn't tell you. Well, I mean, I know, like, one thing we did was we had to fix the border around the flower beds. I had installed a new one 2 or 3 years ago, and it snowed. It snowed the winter after I had installed it, and it knocked the weight of the snow. We had a lot of snow. It knocked it over on one side, and then this last winter made the other part fall over. So we had to like fix it, and it wasn't a big deal. And then I don't know what else we had to do. Like, oh, I think it was this time. Yeah, I painted the. We have French doors leading to the patio, or whatever it's called, but it's just a concrete slab outside. Not fancy. We have French doors, and I had never painted the interior of them. They came like white primed, and they looked fine, and I never messed with it, but they needed to be painted, so I did that. Just lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. I've been doing like some behind the scenes things. I did film a video that will hopefully go up next week. It's a tutorial. Worked on the website. I still have to work on it. Which I'll probably start that again tomorrow. Just other like worky type stuff and just things. Lots of stuff. Lots of things. It's fine. I have been also like, I don't actually know if it's true. I've not checked today, but when I was going through my Netflix feed, it said that Scrubs, the TV show Scrubs, was going to be leaving May 1st. So I spent a lot of time having that on in the background. I like that show. That's one of my favorite like funny shows. And I had to skip quite a few episodes, honestly, but I eventually got to the end of the 8th season, and I think I skipped like most of that last season, and I didn't watch the very last one, which wasn't really Scrubs. If you've watched the show, you know what I'm talking about. But we did go see a movie, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that. We saw The Boss, which is from Melissa McCarthy, and it was funny. It dragged a little bit in a few places. Like, I think that the I don't know, the plot got a little like I don't want to say unbelievable, but like because I mean it was kind of it's one of those like ridiculousy type comedies, but there was a couple points where I was like the reaction. I think what happened is like they probably had filmed scenes that they left out because the movie is a little bit long and they had to like cut something, and so it felt like you jumped from one point to another without like a bridge sometimes. But it was funny overall. It had Kristen Bell, Melissa McCarthy, um, Kristen Shaw has a little role in it. Um, yeah, there's lots of people, and I'm forgetting all of their names. And other than that, all I've done, and I forgot to mention this last time, is I've been listening to audiobooks. Last time I had finished The Coldest Girl in Cold Town, which is by Holly Black. It's about um, a girl who, okay, so like the world is that there are cold towns where like um, vampires and infected people live. Like that's where they have to go. They're kind of quarantined, I guess. And this girl, I'm trying to think of what I can say without uh, giving it away. But basically, I'll just tell you a little bit at the beginning. This girl finds herself in a situation where um, her friend is bitten, and so she has to take him. And then there's like, other stuff too. I don't really want to give too much away. It was a good audiobook. I really liked the narrator, who I cannot remember her name. Um, but it was good. I thought it was good. I mean, it wasn't it. I read a lot of vampire stuff because like that's one of like my genres that I really like. Like if it's got a vampire and I've probably read it. Um, I think it probably stems from me reading Anne Rice way too early in my like. I think if I had a kid, I would be like, you need to be older before you can read this, and I read it, you know, early, but it's fine. Like so, like the whole vampire thing imprinted on me. I guess it's not the first vampire book I ever read. Do you remember? It was about a bunny. It was like vampire bunnies. It was like I can't remember the name of it. I think that was the first kind of vampire-y type thing I ever read. When who knows what that was? I was a kid. Anyway, so I had finished that one, and I had started. Well, I finished it. Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, also known as Joe Rowling, J.K. Rowling. Um, yeah, so I finished that. I just finished it last night. I actually stayed up late to finish it because I was like, I want to get to the end. And that's the first. I didn't read A Casual Vacancy yet. I probably will. I just haven't done it yet. But that's the first book, like that's not a Harry Potter book that I've read of hers. Um, it's good. It is very much a detective novel. Um, I was a little. There's a main female character in there, and she irritated me a little bit at times, to be honest. But well, I mean, not like irritated so much as I'm like, that's not how I would react. I would probably not be. I would be a little bit more outspoken. I would say what I mean, I guess. But anyway, it was good, and I will be getting the second one here soon. I might do it today. I checked both of those out from my library. My library has it's Overdrive, and basically what ends up happening, like they have the books, like you can get Kindle books or EPUB versions, or like the ones you can read in your browser, as well as audiobooks. And it's mostly handled, well, not the browser ones or the EPUB ones, I don't think, but the other two are handled through, no, yeah, I was gonna say they're both handled through Kindle, but that's not true. The Kindle books are not through Kindle, through Amazon. The Kindle books are obviously through Amazon, but then I was thinking the audiobooks were too, but they weren't. So you have to download like a little software thing, and then you can transfer them to your device. Or if your device has the program on it, you can just listen to them through there. So yeah, fun stuff. Alrighty, so that's all we got for you today. Yeah, Cody, I will get with you about the yarn. I'm really excited about Kentucky Sheep and Fiber and spending time with Amy. I think it's gonna be really fun, and I hope I'm not like super boring or whatever. And yeah, good stuff. Are you guys going to go to any fiber festivals this year? If you are, please let me know. If you're going to be at any of the ones I've mentioned, which is Kentucky Sheep and Fiber, A Wool Gathering, and Rhinebeck, please let me know. Maybe we can coordinate times or something, depending on what days you guys are going to be there. I believe we'll probably be there Saturday, but there'll be more details. I'll talk about it again next episode, and yeah, so it'll be fine. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Please let me know if you have any questions, and let me know about your fiber festival situations, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.